nice and warm. Hello. Baruch Dayan Ha'emet, we praise the Judge of Truth. We begin with Psalm 121. Asai Enai El Haharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri. Ezri Me'im Adonai Se Shamayim Va'aretz. Al Yitzir Lamot Radecha Al Yanum Shomrecha. Hinei Lo Yanim Lo Yishan Shomer Yisrael. Adonai Shomrecha. Adonai Tzivcha Hayam. Noam HaShemesh Lo Yekekav hats you can crumple. Guess we're gonna find out. Thank you. I lift up my eyes unto the mountains, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way, your protector will not slumber. See, the protector of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. The Lord is your guardian, he is your protection at your right hand. The sun will not strike thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will guard you from all harm, he will guard your soul. Knowing that you come in, now and forever. Now we would ask grandchildren to come to speak of it now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all doing well. I wanted to come up and say a few words, and also some of the favorite memories I have and cherish about Donna. These memories always made me laugh and smile as she would laugh and smile too. When she was living in California, I used to always ask her who the most beautiful person was in the world. And for everyone, this is not up for discussion. If Donna said so, then it's true. She would say me and agree to it. In other words, I wasn't leaving the room until she said me. And I would actually just make her say it was me. She laughed and smiled. Another fond memory I'd constantly talk to her about would be asking, and I'm willing to go 50-50 with you guys on this topic. She would say I'm the world's best singer. Again, I wasn't leaving the room until she said, yes, it's me. Again, I'm willing to discuss this with anyone, as everyone has their off days with their voice. I would always beg Nana for her cake. She would bake every time she visited California, or when we went to Arizona when I was younger. And all I wanted to do was just lick the bowl because I knew she would never say no to me. She would make me do my homework and my readings when I didn't want to. It would sit with me until I was done, even though she would complain on why math kept changing. But as long as I smiled through it all, I could do it. Nana always had a smile on her face and throughout my life. She showed me that no matter what, if you smile, you'll get through anything and achieve everything you want. I will miss time with you, being with you, watching I Love Lucy, Law and Order not so much, and you watch me practice in the backyard. I will always remember the day I committed to play college lacrosse and telling you my commitment. You smiled and said, "Oh boy, how wonderful." Yep. Taught me a lot. carry on with my life just as you did, with a smile and the intention to make everyone around me not only a better person, but a happier version of themselves. I love you with all my heart. I wish to have one more conversation with you, but you cannot rest in peace, Papa, and I will see you soon. Thank you.
And to those words spoken as a prayer, let us say amen. Rachel, come forward.
Papa would always say, you were one of a kind. We share so many things in common, from our love of baking, to shopping, to good food, going on adventures, and even to the dark eyes. You're truly a role model in my life, and I hope that I can live up to all that you were. Everyone who knew you loved you. Everyone had a nickname. Oh, honey, sweetheart, dear. You were always there for your friends and family. You put others first. If you were going to the grocery store, your friends would always get a call to see what they needed. If you were going to get your mail, you always got theirs too. And together let us say amen.
afternoon, we huddle together in the wind and the cold to recall with love your dearly departed Pauline Cadkin. Zipporah Bat Yosef. Zipporah is a bird. Birds are lovely and wonderful. We are like the 2005 documentary March of the Penguins, if you can remember that. Those penguins endure 8 degrees below zero and 100-mile-an-hour winds. And although it's not that cold here, it feels that cold here. But how do the penguins survive? The penguins survive by creating a collective warmth. And so this is what we should do. What you should do at your loss of your dear mother, grandmother, relative, friend, the shadow of your loss. She was a mother, a grandmother, a best friend, a shopping companion, a confidant. Create a collective warmth even in the shadow of your loss. Pauline was a beautiful soul. She was born here in Cleveland on March 9th, 1928. Her parents, Joseph and Molly, of blessed memory. Barbara recalled when Pauline was 16 years old, her dad was killed in the October 1944 East Ohio gas explosion in Cleveland. He was working as an accountant in the company. She always said she didn't want him to go to work that day. So she had many difficulties growing up. And throughout her life, she told her family, no matter the ups and downs, no matter how life can be, you will always succeed. You need to think positive. You can do it. Pauline was predeceased by her younger sister, Ruth Ellen. She was an aunt to nieces and nephews and grandnieces and grandnephews. Adrian, Melissa, Amanda, Evan, Stephen, and Ellen, and Brandon, and Justin, Ira, and Hannah. We think she graduated from Glenville High School. We think she also grew up in Mayfield Heights. She met Milton Meyer Cadkin on a blind date in 1947. Her mother, Molly, arranged it. Milton knew he was going to marry her the minute he saw her. 3 months later, he asked her to marry him, and they married on June 22nd, 1947. They lived happily for 49 years at the time of his passing in 1996. As Barbara said, it was a love story. Many were the blessings of married life, children and grandchildren, and a great-granddaughter. Her son Alan, daughter Barbara, Barbara's husband Scott, grandchildren Rachel and Michael, and not to be confused, Rachel also married a Michael, and great-granddaughter Harper Morgan. This is why I stay put together. So that these two would stay together. Rachel, you said all these wonderful things about Nan. And you said them now, but I was looking. Oh, when you asked your mom her age, and she said 29, and you asked Nan her age, and she said 39, and you asked her, like, how is that possible? I don't know, but she looked great. But you even could figure out that the math didn't work out. Although she would have said to your brother, I mean, it's a new math. Maybe. She collected Royal Dalton porcelain dolls, and she would point to one named Dolly, and she would point to you because that was her nickname for you. Barbara, you said I made a promise that she would never, ever, ever be in a nursing home. And you fulfilled that promise. She always said, whatever happens in life, you'll always come out on top. You just have to work hard and keep a positive attitude. And she was right. Scott, you said, I thank her for Barb, for her beauty, and everything that she exemplified, she passed on to Barbara. Michael, in addition to everything that you said, you also said that she made sure that you realized that to put a smile on someone's face is a very important thing to do. And when you coach kids, or coach whatever age people are, when you coach them for lacrosse, to put a smile on someone else's face is tremendously important. And it is. On Monday, she breathed her last. And now there's no more pain or deterioration of her body or her mind. There's just rest and wholeness and peace. Rest and wholeness and peace. So too for your dear Pauline. This is for her at that time. Judaism teaches that the soul of our loved ones returns to God. Time called Olam Haba, the world to come. This is a place here. Olam Haba is a time. She physically is now going to be laying next to her dear husband. It's a sadness for you. In some ways, it's a time that she looked forward to. She missed him for so many years. Missed him for 25, 26 years. Rabbi Fred Eisenberg did your grandfather and your father's funeral in the fall of 1996. So it's been almost 25 years. The family is allowing, so we believe her soul lives on, and your souls will be together with her soul and your papa's soul, your grandpa's soul, in Olam Haba, in the world to come. She is together with him. The family has allowed us to send along a prayer book with her in the casket so that we can provide a respectful burial for a holy book of our tradition as well as the body of your dear loved one. You have many, many, many memories. I think chocolate cake is in order when you get inside and get warm somewhere. It won't be as good as hers, but what can you do? Can somebody make that cake? Can you make it? Is it good? All right, I'm coming down to Big D. Or maybe you can send it. But you eat it first. Give some to Harper and your husband. We thank God for the gift of this life. She was 92 years old. It seems like it's a long time, and it is. And when the time comes, it's not long enough. We still would love her to be with us. So we thank God for the gift of this life. And we conclude the words of the first chapter of the book of Job. Adonai natan, Adonai lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai Mavarach. The Lord hath given, the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. May God, who causes peace to reign in the high heavens, cause peace to rain down upon us, upon all Israel, and upon the soul of our dear Pauline Cadkin. And let us say, Amen. El Maleh Rachamim, Shochen V'Amromim, Ametzeh Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, Im Kedoshim U'Tchorim, Kezohar Akim Asirim, Et Nishmat Zipporah Bat Yosef, Shalacha L'Olama, Ba'al HaRachamim, Yastireha B'Seter K'nafav L'Olamim, Vayitzror B'Tzror HaChaim, Et Nishmata Adonai Hu Nachalata, ותנוח בשלום על משכבה, ונאמר Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence, Judge Pauline Cadkin. She has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace, and let us say, Amen. And now we sanctify God's name as we recite the Kaddish prayer.
English on one side, Hebrew on the other.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, ba'alma divrach cherutei v'yamelech malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayechon Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah v'farach le'olam olamei al-maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei v'rishah b'erichu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'chirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran ba'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya b'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort all who are bereaved among us. And let us say, Amen. Now we are going to help this holy body to its final resting place. And the way we do that is we place her on the casket. And then let us walk back to the cars, the limousine. You get in the limousine, and then we'll do the ribbon, the Kriya ribbon, in the limo, out of the wind and the cold. We will recite Kaddish for her tonight at synagogue. Our service is at 7:30. It's on Facebook and on YouTube, but one day, God willing, we'll all be together again sooner than later. But we'll say Kaddish for her, and at Sunday school, the kids need reps on the Kaddish. And on Wednesday, Hebrew school, we're going to say Kaddish for her for a whole month. We are privileged to do that every single service we do.
It rhymes out.
Go your way, for God has called you. Mike, good looking one.
Yeah,
There
no,
you
that's
go.
me
There you
now.
go.
No.
Just kidding, both of you. Hey, Shabbat go your way, for God has called you. Just a little Go grab some earth for your mother, let her touch it, and then you toss it in. It's too much for you to get up.
Yeah.
Adonai, go your way, for God has called you. Adonai Ya'imach, go your way, and may God be with you. Careful. May your righteousness go before you, and may the glory of God precede you. May God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. You want to go? You go back to the, yeah, go back to the limo. And we'll do the, once you get inside and warm up for coming to we'll do the ribbon together, okay?